Percentage part 3 it is. Part 1, part 2 is over. Before going to see this video, you have to observe part 1 and part 2 and practice the study material. This is part 3. Successive increase, successive decrease. Successive means continuously. Continuously increases, continuously decreases. What is the change happens? Now example 8. See the screen, example 8. A number is successively increased by 10% and 20%. Then the resultant number is increased by how much percent? A number is successively increased by 10% and 20% means what you understood? First, a number is increased by 10%. Again, the resultant number is increased by 20%. Then finally, what is the percentage increase that you have to calculate? By taking 100 as base, you can do it very easily, and shortcut is also there. I will explain both the methods. What is the general method? Take 100 is the base. First, increase it by 10%. What is the 10% of 100? 10. 10% increase means indirectly 10 increase, so it becomes 110. 100 becomes, after increasing 10%, it becomes 110 it is. Again, 110 is increased by 20% now. What is 10% of 110? 11. What is 10% of 110? 11. 20% means 22. 10% is 11, double it is. 20% means 22 it is. 22 increase now. So 110 plus 22. How much? 110 plus 22? 132. The resultant number becomes 132. 100 becomes, after increasing 10%, 20%, it becomes 132. 100 becomes 132 means how much it is increases? 32% increases. That is the general method. But what is the shortcut of that one? Increases means we know already. 100 plus 10% increases means 110% of. 20% increase means 120% of. Original value be 100. 110% of 120% of 100, that you have to calculate. So 110% means 110 by 100 into 120 by 100 into 100. 100 gets cancelled. Simply we take 110 into 120 by 100. That is a shortcut. Need not necessary to write more on the paper. So 110 into 120 by 10. 2 zeros gets cancelled. 11, 12, 132. We say 32% increases. Now example 9, observe example 9. A number is successively increased by 10%, 20% and 30%. Then the resultant number is increased by how much percent? The same strategy how to apply. 110% of, 120% of, 130% of 100. 0 gets cancelled, 2 zeros gets cancelled. 110 into 120 into 130 by 100 into 100. In the denominator only 100 into 100. 100 gets cancelled. The resultant value be how much you got? 171.6. Observe the screen. 171.6 it is. So how much more when compared with 100? 71.6. So it is increased by 71.6%. These two examples are successive increase. Now example 10, observe example 10 here. A number is successively decreased by 10% and 20%. Then the resultant number is decreased by how much percent? So decrease means what you do? 100 minus you have to take. So 10 successively decreased by 10%, 20% means what you do? 90% of, 80% of 100. And 100 gets cancelled. Simply take 80 into 90 by 100. That is the shortcut. 80 into 90 by 100. How much its value? 72. Resultant value 72. 72 means how much less than 100? How much less than 100? 28. 72 is how much less than 100? 28. So you have to say 28% decrease. A number is successfully decreased by 10% and 20%. The resultant number is decreased by how much percent now? 28% decreases. Understood all of you? Now question number 11. A number is successively decreased by 10%, 20% and 30%. Then the resultant number is decreased by how much percent now? Now we know decrease with 100 minus. What you do? 90% of, 80% of, 70% of 100. The resultant value you have to calculate, or simply what you do? 90 into 80 into 70 by 100 into 100. Resultant value how much you got? 50.4. 50.4. Resultant value 50.4 means how much less than 100 it is? How much less than 100? 49.6. So the resultant value is decreased by how much percent now? 49.6%. Don't say 50.4. So it is how much less than 100? So 49.6. So it is decreased by 49.6%. So this is the logic you have to apply for the successive increase and successive decrease. So in the next video I will discuss with you both given in the example, increase and decrease is given, what you do. The same strategy you have to apply. In the next video I will discuss with you. Thank you to all of you.